Hey listen, have I got a story for you? This one's got betrayal, revenge, power grabs, and a body count that makes good fellas look like a kindergarten class. Forget about dragons and swords and all that fantasy rubbish. This is about a guy who goes from being a nobody to running the biggest empire in history. Yeah, I'm talking about Mongolia's original Gumba. This is the rise and fall of Genghis Khan. Let's set the scene. It's the frozen steppes of Mongolia, 1162. A kid named Temujin is born. Back then, he wasn't Genghis yet. He was like Michael Corleone before he becomes the Godfather. His old man, a tribal leader, gets whacked, poisoned by the neighbours during lunch. And just like that, he's out of the picture. Now the family doesn't just mourn, they get booted from the tribe and left to freeze and starve. A betrayal straight out of Casino, minus the suits. Survival out there wasn't like living in Reservoir with Nonna's lasagna waiting for you. It was more like living in the Australian outback, but colder, no pasta, no espresso, not even a cannoli for comfort. This guy had to fight wolves for scraps, and that just for breakfast. But Genghis, he wasn't about to roll over and die. He was like a Rocky Balboa building his strength on raw guts and determination. He forms alliances, marries his childhood sweetheart Borte. Oh, young love. Genghis starts getting a rep. You don't mess with this guy unless you want to end up like Frankie Two Times and spend the rest of your days in a meat truck. Then the drama kicks up a notch. Borte gets kidnapped by a rival tribe. Mucky cuts, but who does that? Genghis rounds up the crew, goes full Liam Neeson on these Mamelukes and wipes them out. Bada bing, bada boom, Borte is rescued. The tribe toast and Genghis realise, hey, you know what? I'm pretty good at this conquest stuff. By his 20s, Genghis is playing 4D chess, while everyone else is losing to checkers. He rewrites the whole playbook. Loyalty over blood. You fight for him, you win big. You stab him in the back, forget about it. You're history. Now, the battles. Let me tell you about a few of them. Genghis versus the Merkits, the same clowns who kidnapped Borte earlier. He doesn't just win, he crushes them using tactics that would make Sun Tzu blush. Fake retreats, traps. It's like Home and Alone, but with swords. He's basically telling them, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see me crush you. Jamuka, Genghis' former blood brother, does the unthinkable. He betrays him, goes behind his back, rallies an army of 30,000. Genghis, he doesn't flinch. He divides and conquers, ambushes like a pro, and makes Jamuka regret every life choice he ever made. When Genghis catches him, let's just say, it's not exactly a heartfelt reunion. Let's just say Jamuka's now sleeping with the fishes, Mongolian style. By 1206, Genghis makes it official, like signing a medieval deed poll. Temujin is out and Genghis Khan is in, also known as Universal Ruler, also known as Don of the Steppe. He unites the Mongol tribes and goes on an international world domination tour. China, Persia, Russia, Europe. It's like he's the lead singer of Bon Jovi selling out packed stadiums. Hey listen, this guy makes Julius Caesar look like some corner thug slinging $20 caps. I'm telling you, compared to him, Caesar's just a banana with a knife. Now let me tell you a few more masterpieces from Genghis' playbook. Now picture this, a whole squad of Russian princes team up with their Kipchak buddies. Loud, confident, thinking they're gonna teach the Mongols a lesson. These geniuses had the same energy as a bunch of drunks starting a fight with security at a nightclub. Genghis looks at the giant army and goes, all right, Chich, watch this. And he pulls off the most Mongol move ever. the fake retreat. But not for an hour, not for a day, 9 friggin' days. These Russians, they chased the Mongols across half the continent like they were giving out free vodka shots. They're exhausted, spread out, starving, arguing. Then suddenly, bada bing, bada boom, the Mongols turn around and hit them like a truck doing 200 on the freeway. It wasn't a battle, it was a Mongolian Uber ride straight to hell. By the time it was over, the Russians looked like the leftovers of a barbecue nobody cleaned up. And Genghis, he barely broke a sweat. Just another day at the office for the great man. Now this one plays out like it's straight out of a mafia movie, with less pasta and more screaming. So one day Genghis sends a nice friendly trade caravan to the Khwarezm Empire. Peaceful, diplomatic, classy, like sending your cousin to drop off a bottle of wine. But the governor of the city of Ottar loses his mind, arrests the whole caravan and kills them all. Genghis, he hears about this and goes, "Oh, monkey guts." He gives the Sultan a chance to fix it. The Sultan refuses, basically spits in his face. Huge mistake. Genghis launches one of the biggest revenge missions in world history. Not angry, not emotional, just cold, focused and professional. Every Mongol general gets a target. Cities fall one after the other like dominoes at a bingo hall. But the real madness comes at Nishapur. The battle starts normal enough. Siege, towers, arrows, screaming, the whole Mongol experience. But then one of Genghis's favourite generals gets killed. That's it, party is over. The Mongols go absolute nuclear. This wasn't a battle, it was a customer service with a body count. Nishapur gets wiped out so completely that the city basically disappears from the phone book. People today still argue about how many died. All we know is that when Genghis says revenge, he means the full package with free delivery. And that's the moment the world realises you don't mess with Mongol trade routes. You don't touch Mongol careers. And you don't even look at a Mongol envelope funny. Because if you do, just let me tell you, it's bye-bye, thanks for coming. There can't be any more battles, right? Wrong. I'll give you one more, and this one's a good one. It's a Chinese fortress locked up tighter than a prosciutto vault in Nonno's basement. What does Genghis do? He surrounds the place and starves them out. And when they finally surrender, he spares the civilians. What a gentleman. And then he lets the ruling elites, let's just say, retire early. Classic Genghis. Alright, it's time to hit you with this wild stat. Genghis wasn't just about conquering lands, he was also busy expanding his family tree, if you catch my drift. This guy fathered so many kids that today 1 in 200 people might be his descendants. That's like 16 million relatives. Italians can't even organise a wedding for 200 people without a drama. Imagine the chaos with Genghis Khan's family. He turned the Mongol Empire into a global family operation. Forget about the Olive Garden. When you're with Genghis, you're really family. If there were ever a Hall of Fame for global family planning, Genghis would be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And here's the kicker. Genghis didn't just raise cities. He built trade routes, a postal system, basically the first international FedEx, and set the stage for modern globalization. The man was a conqueror, a statesman, and let's be honest, probably the busiest dad in history. So what happened to Genghis and how did the big guy check out? This is where the story turns into full-blown Soprano meets ancient Mongolia. Here's the truth. Nobody knows how Genghis Khan actually died. Not his generals, not his sons, not even historians. You got theories everywhere, and each one is crazier than the last. Some say he fell off his horse during the hunt. Imagine the greatest conqueror in history taken out by a pothole. That's like Rocky slipping on a banana peel. Others say he caught a lucky arrow during a siege. Even legends have a bad day at the office. Some claim he just got sick, which, let's be honest, is the most boring option. Nobody wants Genghis Khan dying like he just forgot his vitamins. And then there's the wild rumour. A Tangut princess he captured hid a blade in her clothes and stabbed him to death in the night. If that's true, that woman deserves her own Netflix special. But here's the part that really seals the mystery. When Genghis died, his soldiers didn't want anyone knowing where he was buried. So they take his body back to Mongolia, killing everyone they see on the road, just to keep the roots secret. Then after they bury him, legend says the soldiers kill the workers, then the soldiers kill each other, and then the last soldier took himself out. Now that's how you keep a secret, Mongolian style. Even the CIA's looking at this like, did you write that down? To this day, nobody has found his tomb. No palace, no shrine, no giant statue, nothing. The man conquered half the known world and still pulled off the cleanest disappearance act since Houdini. So next time somebody talks about great leaders, just remember, this is the guy who could make Julius Caesar, Napoleon, and even Donald Trump look at him and say, "Oh, monkey cats."